The following program contains content that is not suitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the Community Media Center of Marin, it's marINSANITY.
Yay!
You all are getting all the love. Oh, I'm so happy and lovely. You don't love me, but that's all right. It's wonderful to be here with all you beautiful Marin people again tonight. It's lovely, isn't it? Eh? I hope you're all holding up well, making some money. You've all adjusted, haven't you? You're all out there scoring big bucks. I know, Marin. You guys don't sleep on it.
Hey, Ginger.
Oh, some couple of kids was talking to me today. They said, Mr. Daly, you should, what you should do is you should buy stuff on Amazon. And I've never done it. So you go to Amazon and you can get all kinds of stuff. So I had to go at it, you know. And I got a dugout canoe, a box of poison arrows, 10 pounds of piranha fish. And you're starting to get there. I said, I want some music too. And the only thing they could come up with was Muddy Waters. So I took his biggest hits. Oh, and Old Man River. Now, I was just wondering, see, are there any kids out there who don't know that Amazon is actually a river? You know, get on with it, kids. Oh, and they just, these scientists are just talking about, you know, Venus is showing signs of life.
Yes, I saw that yesterday.
Isn't that fantastic? You're not supposed to be talking, Cheryl. It's not your show. But anyway, Venus, they're saying Venus is showing signs of life. And I thought, that's fantastic. It's been thousands of years, you know. And she's a very sexy statue. I'd like to see her come to life, wouldn't you? Perfect. Hey? And she's got no arms to fight you off with, you know what I mean? It's lovely. We're looking forward to that. Oh, I want to just say to you lovely people that, you know, there's a great theatre in Mill Valley. You all know about it. 142 Throckmorton. It's a wonderful, wonderful resource for the county and for comics to get, you know, some nice stage time. So I want to tell you that although everything's been closed for a while, the Throckmorton's trying to reopen fairly soon. They'll have a live show, hopefully, and it'll be socially distanced seating, but keep your eyes open, you know, for that, because it'll be fantastic. Live comedy coming back. And we got a show Rhonda Street right here in San Rafael. It's the third Saturday of every month. And this week it's going to be the 19th on the street in San Rafael. Saturday the 19th.
Cross Street.
Saturday the 19th at 7 p.m. It's going to be fabulous. Come down to there's no ticket money. You just come and have some fun with us. It's going to be wonderful. And
where is it going to be?
877 4th Street, outside Angel Estates Antiques. I thought you knew, Cheryl.
I didn't know the address.
Well, I told you last. Anyway, that's where it's going to be. Now, I want to rock on with this show now. We're going to bring a fantastic young comic up for you. I don't know if he's been on there before, probably. I want you to give a wonderful warm welcome to Mr. Tushar Bhatnagar.
Thank you. Wow, this is amazing, you guys. I do feel welcome. I feel welcome in your country too. Can you tell I'm from India? Can you tell already? Okay. Look. Let's just get past the accent already. Okay, I'm just saying. I know what I sound like. People tell me. I'll tell you guys. You know, I'll give you some good news. I got married recently. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I think the best part about marriage is my green card. That's the best part about my marriage. It really is. It really is. You know, I was reading this survey where it said that of all the people who get married in America, only about 50% marriages will actually last, right? And I was thinking, that's really great. So I have this friend called Chris, and Chris was complaining to me that his wife always makes him do the dishes. And I said, Chris, I don't think you should be doing the dishes, buddy. Because even if you did do the dishes, there's only a 50% chance that this marriage is gonna last. Does that make any sense to you guys? Like,
No
like,
way.
I'm just saying, who does anything that only has a 50% chance of success, right? Okay, here's my perspective. I think that in a relationship, always the man should do the dishes. Do you guys agree?
No.
It
Okay.
depends.
Okay, it depends, I agree, but hear me out. Especially ladies, if your man doesn't like to do the dishes, you should really leave him, okay? Instead, find like an Indian dude, like myself, because we will do anything for a green card, is what I'm trying to say. Does that make any sense to anybody? Look.
What else will you do?
There is very little I want to do, I'll be honest. Okay. I'm the 90-day fiance, can you tell? Okay. Look, I love living in America. I really like it. I remember when I first landed on San Francisco airport, right? And I ordered a coffee. And the barista went, well, sir, what kind of milk would you like? And I'm like, ma'am, what are my options really? And she said, well, we have skid milk, whole milk, 1%, 2%, half and half, hazelnut, coconut, cashew nut, almond, vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. And I was like, back in India, we just had a cow, you know? And we had a goat for backup. Like, those were my options. All I'm saying is there's a lot to learn for me. Like, I recently heard about the concept of homeschooling. I had no idea what homeschooling is. At first, I thought homeschooling is just when your dad owns the school. Does that make any sense? Because your school is your home and your home is your school. It's really a Western concept. I've never really heard about it before. Then someone was like, Tushar, you should really try American buffalo wings. And I, in my head, thought, oh, wow. Like buffalo the animal? Wow. Like, I would have loved to try these buffalo wings. And then I realized it was a place. Then I thought how dumb I am to think that buffaloes could fly. You know, like, why would a buffalo have wings? I think Indian guys, you know, there's a stereotype about us that we are smart. I don't like that stereotype because it doesn't apply to me. It really doesn't. I was in a meeting the other day and somebody in the meeting went like, they were doing some math. So they were like, what is 167 multiplied by 19? Tushar, can you tell us what it is? I'm like, buddy, you have a phone. You know, like, you have a phone, just look it up. It's 6,796, but you should really look into your phone, you know? Like, it's not, I'll tell you guys something. I made that number up, okay? It's not even true. We're not as smart as people think we are. I'll tell you this, the other thing that's been happening with me a lot is I will be in a meeting and somebody after the meeting will go, Tushar, you remind me, I need to go have Indian food. And I'm like, sir, why does it take me being in a meeting for you to remind yourself that Indian food exists? Does that make any sense? Like, that's like me seeing a Caucasian lady in yoga pants and thinking, oh, I need to go eat a salad. That's what I need to do, you know? I must really eat some salad. Like, I'm just saying it's, you know, weird. I know there's a lot going on these days. This whole Corona thing is giving me an antibody, okay? I don't mean antibody. I mean, like, now I look like my auntie. Does that make any sense? Like, Like it's just a weird time. The other concept I didn't know about was panic shopping. Like when the whole thing started, folks were like, "We gotta go shopping. We gotta go this panic shopping," and I was like, "I don't know what panic shopping is." So I just went and I did the thing that is most natural to me, which is I went to Trader Joe's and I bought a bunch of Indian food. Okay. I guess all I'm trying to say is if you guys would like to trade some toilet paper for some tikka masala, you let me know. Okay. I've got you. Do not worry. All right. In other good news, by the way, thank you. American Airlines has actually waived all its change fees. So now you can change your plan from not going to Cancun to not going to Bangkok at zero cost. So lots of travel for everybody. Okay? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll leave you with this. One time I was actually getting coffee, and the coffee guy, the barista, went like, "How do you like your coffee, Abdul?" And I'm like, "Sir, my name is not Abdul. Like we're not all the same." And he goes, "I'm so sorry. Coffee is on the house." And I was like, "For free coffee, you can call me Abdul anytime, but we are good, Like we're totally cool. Okay, I will do anything for free coffee." And then I go home, and me and my wife, we're spending some good time with each other, and we're making love. And she goes, "Tushar, it feels like right now I'm with a totally different person." And I'm like, "Yeah, you are. His name is Abdul. That's his name, and he's very good at what he does." I don't know if this is. I don't know what you guys think it's been. Maybe it's been comedy. You know what I mean? It's been something. It's really been something. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks.
Give it up for your host, Griffin. Come on, everybody. Come on.
Woodnagar.
Okay.
Tushar Woodnagar. Woodnagar, sorry. Let's give a warm welcome for Corde Snell.
Hey.
Hey, how's everybody doing? We good? We good? Am I spotlighted?
Good, buddy. Go.
All right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're gonna bring the energy up in here, So yeah, quarantine's going, the skies are filled with smoke. It's terrible. It's terrible. But it's always funny because no matter what's there, always count on someone going outside to work out. It's like, it's the worst the air has been in 25 years. You just see a jogger running past in the news, like, "Oh, you don't care about your lungs at all, huh? That's you don't care." Like, I wish they could interview those people. But hey, it's like wind out here or like pollution. It was like, "Oh, but I just rather be in shape than like have bad lungs or being bad." I don't know, something like that, right? So are we all doing good out there? We're all doing good. Well, Marin, we're doing good. We're doing great. It's crazy how much stuff got shut down because of this. But I think we can all come together, and we probably all feel this way. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody out there has like a friend, like a family member who has like terrible breath, And for the first time ever, they get to smell how bad their breath is because they have to wear a mask all the time, Like, that's literally probably why. They're like, "Oh, God, oh. Yo, did you know my breath was this bad for all this long, dude?" They call you up and ask you, "Hey, man, did you know my breath was this bad?" I'm like, "Yo, man, I've known your breath has been terrible for years now. And you just kept ignoring all the hints of gum, Altoids, and mints that I kept giving you. Yes, I know your breath is bad. That's why I specifically only text and call you. Like, I couldn't deal with the up close and personal no more. You burned out all the hairs in my nose. You literally burned out all the hairs on my nose. Not only that, so I'm single and I'm out here dating in this COVID/air polluted world. It's very interesting because, women's questions on asking guys what they want or what they're looking for, like what they're doing, hasn't updated. You know, like I remember a chick asked me in the middle of April, like, do I have any fun and exciting plans this weekend? And I was just like, what? It's like, yeah, do you have any fun, exciting plans this weekend? I was like, lady, we're in quarantine, we're shut down. I have no fun, exciting plans. I love counting me doing laundry for like the 6th time this week. I think I dirtied up a few towels that I need to wash. You know, maybe we're gonna do that. Or maybe let me redecorate my room for the umpteenth time, you know? Like, maybe I'm gonna do that. Like, that's or, you know, like, even like another time, like recently, after like still quarantine and the smoke was coming, like this girl asked me, do you have any fun and exciting plans for anybody? I was like, what? No, I don't have any fun, exciting plans. And that same was like, well, if you don't have any plans, you want to go out on a date with me? Well, we can't go out because most of the restaurants are shut down, but you want to go grocery shopping with me? And I was like, grocery shopping? Why would I do that? She's like, we can learn about each other. We can learn, you know, we would only learn some stuff that we live together, but let's go out, right? I was like, okay, cool. So I went out with her, we went to Trader Joe's, and then I actually did learn a lot of stuff about her. Like, she let me know, like, hey, what kind of milk do you like? Do you like vitamin D or do you like 2%? I said, I'm more of a 2% kind of person. It's like, oh, I'm a vitamin D. I was like, well, that's a lot to take in. I don't know if I can take no vitamin D milk. I don't like that at all. And then we kept going. We found some oranges. She was like, oh, Corde, are you a full pulp kind of person or are you a no pulp kind of person? I'm a no pulp kind of person. She's like, oh, I'm a full pulp kind of person. I was like, I don't like that little extra stuff that's in the cup. You can have extra stuff, but I don't want that. I just want juice. I just want like juice and not the extra stuff that's weird going down your throat. I don't want that kind of stuff, right? And then we went to the register, right? Hey, it's time for you or with you. You know, they say, you know, a man pays for a woman's groceries. I was like, that's not a saying. Nobody ever said that. He was like, a man should pay for a woman's groceries. I was like, this man is leaving this grocery store because I didn't pick out none of this stuff. You got all the stuff I didn't want, you know? Yeah. So, does anybody know the term catcalling? Like the catcalling, like, you know, ladies say they hate like when a guy like yells like, hey, how you doing? How you doing, girl? Like, yo, like they say they hate that, right? But I think catcalling is probably the perfect thing to be doing right now as we're practicing safe distancing. Like, yo, like, excuse me, miss, how you doing? Yes, you with the pink mask. Yeah, I think you're hot. Like, oh, you talking to me? Yes, you. I think you're hot. Like, what's your name? Oh, Monica, something like that. And she walked into you like, no, keep your distance. Keep your distance 6 feet. 6 feet. I think we should stay back. You know, like I'm trying to save you and me. So when this thing lifts, I can take you out. All right. Okay, cool. So we got any Harry Potter fans in here? Anybody know about movies like Harry Potter and things like that? That was a great movie that I liked growing up. I mean, it was a great book, right? Harry Potter fans, woo. All right. I like that movie a lot. I remember growing up, right, and reading the book, and I was like, yo, this book is so amazing. And then my teacher found out. She was like, Corde, you should write a book report on that book. I was like, which one? She was like, well, the 3rd book is out. You should write a book on that one. And I was like, cool, dope. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I was like, this is going to be lit. This is going to be dope. I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter. But I signed up for this, and I didn't know how many pages was in the book. Didn't know how many pages in the book, and I found out it was 327. I know because I counted them. I was like, oh my God, what did I sign myself up for? This is a terrible idea, right? So I read as much as I could because at the time I only read like 100 pages. At the time, that was the most I ever read in a book. I was in the 5th grade. And then so I read up to 225 pages. And this is how I had to make up the ending. Like, this is my ending to the Prisoner of Azkaban. So like at the end, like comes down to Lord Voldemort and Harry and stuff like that. They're flying on their brooms and playing a game of Quidditch and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, Harry like walks up to Hermione and punches her in the face because like muggles get muggled or something. Muggles get muggled. And then Harry goes up to Voldemort. He was like, I heard you were snitching on me. And Stitches gets stitches, and he like hit Voldemort. Voldemort falls off his broom and lands on his head and dies, right? And so where they thought he died, but it was only the person who he possessed died. And there was like, he was like, yo, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back with vengeance. I'm going to come back and get you, Harry Potter. I'm going to come back and, yes, you, I'm coming back with vengeance. I'm going to come back on fire. And I'm going to come back with fire and a goblet. And that's why they call the fourth book the Goblet of Fire. That's why they call it the Goblet of Fire. Yeah.
All right.
We good? How we doing out there? We doing good?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. Yeah. What was the so side note? I hate paper straws. That's a real big vengeance of mine. I hate it to death. It's terrible. I don't like them. They're like whack as hell. It's trash. It's trash to me. I hate it so much. Oh, so much. Mainly because people always say we need to save the turtles, and I'm just like, I don't have any friends that are turtles, so who exactly are we trying to save? And a lot of people don't have any friends that are turtles or pets that are turtles, and like I literally only know 4 turtles, like literally 4 turtles. It's like Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo, and Donatello. Those are the only 4 turtles that I know, and those are teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like they're teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think they can deal with some straws, you know, some regular plastic straws. We don't need these paper straws. Like we don't need them at all. Now, if there were some shredder straws, that might have been hard to deal with then, but paper straw, like plastic straws, they can deal with. Also, I say all that because, you know, it's bad. Like I'm a teacher, right? And I'm pretty sure everybody ever had a juice box growing up. We love juice boxes, stuff like that. Or you give your grandkids, your son, stuff like that, a juice box. Juice boxes are amazing. Can you imagine how hard it would be to open a juice box with a paper straw? It breaks in half. It breaks in half. And you know how many students I got and how brokenhearted they would be that they couldn't drink their juice box? I would have to break all my little Latino students' hearts and be like, Joaquin, I'm sorry, I don't know how to open this up. I don't, the paper straws, they're terrible. I'm sorry I can't do nothing for you. And I've been Corde, and that's my time. Thank you so much.
Corde, thanks, buddy. Good stuff. Sorry about all the technical stuff, guys and gals. It doesn't matter, does it? You know, it's all live. When it comes out on the air, we'll hope it'll be edited down a bit, you know. But never mind, it doesn't matter. Oh, here we are. Look, I'm back.
Yes, the whole screen.
Yeah, I don't know where Julie's gone, but she's probably disappeared into some void somewhere. It doesn't matter. Now I want to bring Kayla Keller up if she's here. I don't even know if she's in the house. Are you there, Kayla Keller? Can you bring Kayla Keller up? Nobody can hear me. Nobody can hear me. All right.
I don't see her.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna switch to Pat McCoy. Bob Johnson, if you're there, can you go up after Pat McCoy? I hope. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing up Pat McCoy right now. Pat McCoy.
Unmute.
Pat McCoy. Oh, it's Bob Johnson. It's Bob Johnson. He's in Pat McCoy's seat.
Let's do Bob, man.
Right, okay, Bob, you go. Bob Johnson. Bob Johnson, everybody.
All right. For some reason, give me go, man. No, I want to. Choose Virgil. Give me just a second. All right. Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Woo.
All right. Oh, Lord. All right, there we are. All right, hey, my name is Bob. Thanks for coming out. The bright side about doing a show in your living rooms is you can drink without having to drive. So with that said, who's drinking tonight? Anybody? Can I hear you? Who's drinking? I see one. I say go ahead and drink up, but know when to say when. You know you got a drinking problem if you're giving someone directions on all your landmarks are liquor stores. Seriously. Hey, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Holy moly, we're all stuck at home because of COVID, for goodness sakes, right? I was in Memphis, Tennessee when COVID hit, And normally when you're on a vacation to a, you know, an iconic spot, you call your wife and you go, hey, would you like me to bring you anything home? Kind of thinking something from Graceland, something with Elvis Presley, something from Sun Studios. My wife's like, can you bring home some toilet paper? So I did. I packed my bags and snuck a full bag of a full luggage bag of toilet paper through the airport. And I say snuck because they were trying to get that shit back. Let's be honest. Oh, COVID is crazy, man. Look at me. My face is getting fat. What do they call it? The quarantine 15, COVID-19.
19.
Yeah, look at this, man. It sucks getting fat. I'm going to tell you how bad it is. I was walking down the street the other day. I passed this little girl walking a pot-bellied pig. The pig laughed at me. Seriously, I was on public transportation the other day. A pregnant lady offered me her seat. Yeah, I took my wife to the doctor for a pregnancy test. They gave me a cup to pee in. Getting out of hand, man. We need some exercise. But speaking of exercise, you know, all your neighbors, everybody's suddenly out walking every night. One thing I've learned through COVID is out walking and seeing neighbors I don't see very often. I've learned that some lessons in life come the hard way, right? Like I've learned, don't wave too enthusiastically at your neighbors when you're carrying a doggy poop bag. I know that was weak. Sorry, man. I like to support little kids. Like if I see a Girl Scouts, I buy Girl Scout cookies. If I see a kid on the corner with selling lemonade, I'll pull over and buy some lemonade. But I think the kids in my neighborhood are taking advantage of COVID. All right, because I bought some face masks the other day, and I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they just sold me their used underwear. Yeah, seriously. And I'm pretty sure when it gets cold this winter, one of them's mom is going to step outside in the cold and realize she's only got one nipple.
God.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, shelter in place is like being stuck on a submarine with your wife. Yeah, every day you see the same people, and let's be honest, you're thinking you could just go ahead and open that hatch and maybe drown and it'd be better. Just saying. No, seriously, I love being stuck here with my wife. We've been dieting together, and with what I like to say, mixed opinions of the results. Like I'm not too happy she's lost a cup size. She's extremely happy I have. Good clean humor right there. I'm walking through the house the other day, like my wife and I are miles apart, right? And I'm singing to myself, love is in the air. My wife walks by, says, whatever's in the air is giving me a headache. And I cut my hair recently. For the first time, I cut it pretty much all the way off. And I thought my wife would like it, but she didn't. In fact, I knew she didn't like it when she told me if I wanted to be seen with her in public looking like this, I had two choices, paper or plastic.
Oh.
Number one. So my wife and I just celebrated our 11th wedding anniversary.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah, you don't have to applaud 11 because 11 is not a milestone, right? 11 is not like 10 or 25 or 50 where you got actual milestones. 11 means nothing. My wife got me a card for our 11th anniversary, and I opened it up, and it said, this card says everything I'm feeling. And then it didn't say anything else. Just a picture of two goldfish swimming around a bowl. Yeah, but before you can judge my wife, let's be honest, I actually didn't even buy her a card because like I said, it's the 11th anniversary. It's not a milestone. Okay, I took my wife to Italy for our 10th anniversary. All right, I figure I have credit. But guys, just to point out how stupid we are, never say a phrase such as, I have credit, because women remember that shit. Like last week, I wanted sex. My wife said, remember all that sex we had before we got married? I have credit. It's brutal. We are doing good, though. We actually just adopted a beautiful 2-year-old German Shepherd. Because look at me, you know they weren't giving me a kid. You know, I always knew German Shepherds were smart, but I didn't know they could be so sarcastic. I'm walking down the street the other day, this lady comes up and says, yeah, but is she a purebred? My dog looks up and says, 9, es ist ein Halloween costume. I built my dog a doghouse. You know how they always say measure twice, cut once? Apparently I measured wrong. My wife says I won't fit in there. I think it's because we're at the supermarket the other day. They're like, would you like to buy a reusable bag? I'm like, yeah. Why you think I got married? I always thought that when I got a dog, she'd keep the cats and the raccoons out of the yard, but I go out back the other night, 2 cats and a raccoon playing poker with her. I look at her, I go, what the hell are you doing? She says, winning. We all know somebody a little too attached to their animals, though, don't we? Just a little too attached to their pets. Like, I had a bad show one night. I'm like, that's it. I'm going to go home. I'm going to beat my wife, my kids, and my dog. And this lady comes up and says, please don't beat your dog. Like, it's perfectly acceptable to stomp the hell out of my wife and kids. Just don't touch the dog. I actually don't have kids, but I babysit a lot. I recently babysat my best friend's twin little girls. Now, not having kids of my own, I can't remember how old they are. Are they 2.5? Are they 3? Are they 4 yet? I don't know. I don't care. I don't give a shit, right? But I took them to the park and quickly realized when you're a guy at the park by yourself with 2 cute little girls, by default, the nicest guy in the park. And all the ladies will come up and start the conversation the exact same way. Oh, my God, they're so cute. How old are they? People, you go from being the nicest guy in the park to the biggest jerk when your answer is, I have no idea. About the 3rd time that happened, I just looked at the woman. I said, well, you know, the guy I bought them from didn't know either. Good clean humor right there. How y'all doing tonight? So I know right off the bat, the first thing you notice is the voice. I got to tell you, it's rough having a voice like this. It all started when I was born a little premature. My lungs weren't fully developed. Doctor told the nurse, get some oxygen. Nurse brought back helium. Guys, you know how when you get hit in the wrong spot, your voice goes up? Yeah, imagine when starting with your voice already up. I got kicked last week. I'm bent over screaming as loud as I could. It sounded like this. My dog looks up and says, can you keep it down? I'm taking a nap. I said, show some sympathy. I just got hit. He's like, sympathy is just like, and I have neither. Do that one. All right. Hey, let's get the heck out of here. I'm going to leave you at this. I just came back from traveling across the South. I did shows in Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee, and I realized I love the South. I love the South for one reason and one reason only. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. Fireworks superstores. Who's seen these things? They've got fireworks stores the size of Walmarts. What do we get in California? 3 weeks out of every year, we get these little 6-foot by 8-foot temporary shanties selling safe and sane fireworks. Oh, be careful with that sparkler, Timmy. You'll burn your knuckle hairs. Heck, I was in Tennessee, actually saw a man buy his son a case of M80s. And as they're walking out of the store, he looks at me and says, now listen. You guys, thanks for your love. Enjoy the rest of your show. Good night.
Johnson, thanks. Well, funny stuff, man. Funny stuff. Oh dear. We're going to roll right along. We're going to roll right along with another guy, probably in front of a Golden Gate Bridge. There's a lot of action in front of the Golden Gate Bridge today. Here we go for our good buddy, Mr. Pat McCoy.
Oh. Hey, everybody.
This is the real McCoy, I guess, huh?
Real McCoy.
Yes. Yeah, this is, I'm over at Bob's house eating pizza and drinking beer, so we just decided to just use the same computer here. So, well, welcome. Great to be here over at Bob's house drinking beer. So, what's going on? My brother called me today. Anybody else have a stupid brother? I have one stupid brother. Actually, I have one brother, one stupid brother. Yeah, my brother let his girlfriend, not his wife, his girlfriend, talk him into spending $10,000 for breast implants. And as soon as she got him, she left him. Yeah. So he went and got a lawyer, and now he has visitation rights. He gets to play with them every other weekend. That's my brother. He's got balloon payments. Hey, Bob, come here for a second. Hang on, we're gonna do some technical things here. I can only see.
Come here, Bo, come.
Only see me.
Right here.
That's all you need to see.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay,
Never mind. We're good. There you go. Now I can't see myself even better. So anyway, so yeah, that's my brother. So also today I was talking to my neighbor. My neighbor is a tough guy. He grew up on East 14th in Oakland, and you know, big burly biker guy, all tatted up and everything. And he's a really bad dude. And I want to be a badass too, but you know, I grew up in St. Helena in the heart of Napa Valley, and so you know, where's my struggle? So, oh yeah. Yeah, I grew up on the wrong side of the wine train track, buddy. Yeah, that's right. One time I drank Chablis at room temperature, real badass. So I checked into this the other day. A bed and breakfast in Napa Valley now is up to $350 a night for a bed and breakfast. I can't afford that. They need to open up a bed and breakfast for broke people. You know, you can call it like a sofa and supper. Maybe some SpaghettiOs for my Merlot. I don't know, just something cheaper, but you know, I have no complaints. I had a lot of toys growing up. I was pretty lucky. I had a little scam going when I was about 5. I convinced all my Playmate friends their toys were mine because they had my name on the bottom. And it was actually an easy scam once I convinced them I was Pat Pending. Yeah, worked on all the kids in the neighborhood except those damn Parker brothers. Couldn't fool those guys, I'm telling you. Tough crowd here. Yeah, so what else is going on? So I'm broke. Anyone else broke? Yeah, sure we're all broke right now. A lot of people are out of work. I'm so broke, I tell you, I can't afford a vacation this year, so I'm just going to load up all my emotional baggage and go on a guilt trip. Go camping in the mountains of debt that I've compiled, where I'm going to fish in the mainstream of life, maybe cast some doubt in there, fish for some compliments, maybe catch a little food for thought, bring it back to my tax shelter, and cook it up over a heated discussion. Yeah, I figured that, or I'm just going to sleep underneath my car. I don't know. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm broke. 401k? Yeah, I wish. 401k is the mileage on my Honda Civic. It's pretty bad. So like Bob was talking about the elephant in the room, talking about the smoke right now, you know, trying to stay positive, but, you know, and I try and view everything through rose-colored glasses, but right now I have no choice. Because everything's kind of burgundy, kind of rose-colored. I guess right now they're saying, oh, someone's putting on a mask. Good for you. In your house. That's extra safe. Right now, they're saying that hanging outside all day is like smoking a pack and a half of cigarettes. And that's not very good. I don't know what it is. It must be the bald head or the beard or something. I must look like a smoker because smokers are always hitting me up for cigarettes. If I'm going outside at a bar to make a call or something, someone's always going, hey man, you got an extra cigarette on you? And they always go, I don't smoke anymore. And that usually scares them away. Of course, I don't tell them that. I don't even talk after that. I just look at them and they run. But so what else is going on? So I guess this is all these fires is global warming. And I'll tell you, if you're bald and you're outside at one of these restaurants and they have those heat lamps going, it'll make you a believer in global warming. Let me tell you. You know, I was in denial about losing my hair, and I was out at a dance club one night, and I asked this gal to dance, and she just stood there staring at my forehead like a landscaper looking at a dead lawn. It's like, okay. Yeah, I think she's looking for a knight in shining armor, not one knight with a shiny forehead. So I know how that goes. Yeah, I should have seen this coming. I was voted in high school most likely to recede. Nothing big deal there. And it's tough being when you don't have any hair. Every time I go mountain biking at Tamarancho, I always have to wear a sweatband because I've got no vegetation to stop the runoff. Just pours down my face. So I'm hoping this year's better. Last year was pretty rough. This year's not starting out too well. Last year I got kicked out of the UFC gym over here in Concord. UFC gym kicked me out. They found out my tattoos were fake. So that was pretty rough. And it was kind of sad too. There was a gal in my spin class. That's the only reason I went there, obviously. I went to a spin class, and there was a gal in my spin class, and I wanted to ask her out, but I found out she was a black belt, jiu-jitsu black belt. And I was thinking, I don't know, what if I have her at my house and we're fooling around and I make her mad? You know, I'm going to be in my own episode of Naked and Afraid. Kind of scary. So anything else that's going on? I'm old. Yeah, I'm definitely old. I'm so old, I remember when marijuana had seeds. You guys remember when pot had seeds? You'd be smoking a joint and you'd get to that seed and it would explode and half the joint would fall off the end of it. It was like a jiffy joint. Remember the old jiffy joints? Yeah, I don't know if anyone remembers that. But, you know, I can't smoke pot now. I'm naturally stupid. They have mattress foam now that has more memory than me. That's kind of a sad thing. Yeah, and what else they got now? They got edibles. Has anyone tried one of these edibles? I ate an edible once, and I waited about an hour and a half, and I didn't feel anything. I don't know what these guys are talking about. And I went to Sun Valley Mall and went Christmas shopping, and I'm walking around, and all of a sudden, boom, just hit me. I was in Macy's, and I recognized a mannequin. Hey, Debbie, what happened to your arms? Yeah, and then another time I was coming back from a gig in Sacramento. I got a ride with these guys, and they were smoking some of this Genentech, genetically engineered pot now they have is way stronger than what I ever smoked in high school. I took like 1 or 2 hits, I don't remember, off this joint on the way home. And when I got home, I vacuumed my entire apartment with a dust buster. It's like, up till 3 in the morning. Oh, I got to do the couch. Yeah, what else is going on? So I'm old. I'm going to start a meetup group. If anyone wants to join, I guess I should mention that now. I'm starting a meetup group. It's called the Midlife Crisis Car Campers. Anybody else you want to join? If you join this month, you get a free set of jumper cables. So a little bonus I thought I'd add in there. And so what else is going on? So a couple years ago, I got divorced, and that's lots of fun. A lot of happily divorced people out there. Yay. Yeah, so I got divorced, had to split up my house, and she got the inside. All right, it's not funny. You guys are laughing at my pain. It's pretty brutal here. Yeah, so I didn't have kids. So the hardest part about breaking up for me was moving out. Because inevitably, when you're moving out and you're boxing all your stuff up, you come across items that remind you of a happy time in your marriage. That happened to me. I was boxing some stuff up, and behind one of the boxes, I noticed her body. Okay, it's just comedy. It's comedy. Don't call Nancy Grace. Just a little joke here or anything. So, so my part of my divorce, I got the boat and the RV, and so when I tell people, and especially women, when I tell women I have an RV, they always ask me the same thing: "Is that where you live?" It's like, yeah, I live. I was just wondering if I could park it in front of your house for a couple months and plug in. You mind? You know, I'll give you
that's
50
Linda
bucks.
stuff. Yes, she wants it on.
So now that I'm single, my friends are always saying, "Oh, you got to get online." That's where everyone's meeting is online. So I joined Match.com. Actually, I call it Match.comedy. And my first date on Match, I messed it up so bad. I was out with this sweet first grade school teacher. Conversation was flowing. I thought, wow, this is really working out. I'm so glad I did this. And about halfway through dinner, the wheels come off. She says, "So, Pat, so tell me, do you think you're a player?" I was like, no. She's like, "Do you think we're having sex tonight?" And I was like, "Of course not, first date." And I got up, excuse me, I excused myself. I went to the bathroom. I had to regroup, and I was trying to replay the dialogue. What could I have said to offend her? And I look up in the mirror, and the condom I grabbed on the way out of the house is visibly showing through my white shirt pocket. Yeah, unfortunately, I wish I had written that joke. Might have got a second date if it was a Magnum. But it would have been false advertising, but yeah, so then I was dating this other gal on Match, and I found out that she was on 8 dating sites. Yeah, and she was a realtor. She's on 8 dating sites, so I guess you could say she had multiple listings. Yeah, and then I dated a gal from Antioch, and I probably should have asked her in the beginning, when you say your mom's a good cook, does that involve chemicals? That probably should have been one of my first questions. Anyhow, so I'm going to get out of here on this. I can't see if Griffey, I can't see if you're giving me the light or not. I don't even see your picture up there.
2 minutes, bud.
Oh, perfect. Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah, about right.
So I'm dating a gal now. She's got a great sense of humor, very funny, but you know, sometimes her sarcasm is kind of, I would say, a little hurtful. The other night we were in bed, and she put her hand on my willy, and she started going. Yeah. Laughing at my pain again. Hey, that's my time. If you enjoyed, my name is Pat McCoy. If you didn't, my name is Pat Hatfield. So thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for having me on, Griffin.
Thanks, Pat. Good to see you, buddy. Good stuff. Pat McCoy, everyone. All right, we're gonna go on to Brian King now. Just a second. Kayla's just showed up. So Kayla, you're gonna go on after Brian right now. We're gonna bring up your would-be headliner. Brian King. Right.
Hey, did I just get bumped as headliner? Hey, you guys hear me all right?
Yep.
All right, because I can't hear anything else. Folks, how you guys doing? You have a good time? I am over here on the East Coast. You can see behind me, there's like a bunch of frozen pigeons back there. You guys, I used to live out there in California, and up until maybe a couple of months ago, I really missed it. I don't know if you guys are dealing with some things out there, you know. Griffin, thank you for putting me on this this weird type of show, and Jill, thank you so much for finally muting your microphone. This has been awesome. This is my first Zoom comedy show. I'd like you guys to know this has been going on for months, but I have never taken part in one of these for basically the fear of everything I'm observing. You know, all the issues, the tech issues, and so forth. And then, of course, when it's one thing when you're bombing in front of a comedy club audience and it's dark and you can't really tell. It's another thing when you look right in front of you and like 8 people get up from their seat and walk away from the computer. You know, that's kind of unnerving. So now it's kind of cool. It's kind of refreshing to be able to do this. Griffin brought me up. Griffin introduced me as Brian King. He neglected my title, which is a kind of an important thing because I actually use it as a stage name. So I'd like to go ahead and reintroduce myself. I'm Dr. Brian King. I went to school for like 10 years to earn that doctorate. I use that on stage, and that is literally the only place I use my title. You know, off stage, I'm just Brian. You know, I'm just a regular guy. And honestly, I've never been comfortable calling myself Dr. King. That name's been taken. Some of you are nodding. Some of you apparently skipped school in February. There's one guy that gets the reference. There we go. I was actually, I did that joke. You know, I don't mind that it falls flat when I'm doing a Zoom show, but I did that show recently. I was touring through Alabama. I was in Montgomery, Alabama, and I made a reference to my name being Dr. King, and silence, absolute silence, you know? And which is weird because Montgomery, Alabama, they should get a Dr. King reference of all places. You know, they should know. And this woman from the front row, she looks up to me and she goes, "You mean Stephen King?" I'm like, no, I don't mean Stephen King. Read a book. Or maybe that's the problem. She reads the wrong books. There you go. See, I just got somebody to get up from their computer. I am a doctor. I am. I see we got another doctor in the audience. Somebody is doubling up, putting their doctor and their credential, which is nice. People get confused. They think I'm a medical doctor. I'm not. I'm a psychologist. Which means I can't really do anything for you, but I can mess with your heads. That's about the extent of my expertise. How you guys handling this this pandemic out there, man? Whew, this has been terrible. I really think this is quite awful. This whole experience, as I know we are all unanimously. You know who's not having a bad time is Jeff Bezos and whoever invented Zoom. I feel like those guys are kind of happy that this thing all happened, but everybody else, you know, we're all kind of miserable and hating it, you know. I don't mind. I don't agree. I think that's kind of weird. Oh, we got a barking dog. That's nice. I mean, I'm being heckled by a dog. That's pretty cool. I don't mind so much the restrictions that have taken place and so forth. I don't even really mind wearing a mask. I kind of opt for like a much cooler, you know, like I'm going to rob a bank kind of look, you know. And it's nice because I was actually in Texas the first time I saw somebody sporting this. I was literally in a bank trying to make a deposit. I walked right out. It was like, there's no way I'm going to stay in a bank with a dude wearing one of these in the middle of Texas. Plus he had a gun. Plus he was, you know, frightening. And it was Texas. Anyways, folks, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
What's up?
I think most of them are muted. You can't hear them loud.
Yeah, I know. I'm just playing around. I've done some interesting comedy shows throughout this pandemic because you know, I haven't done any Zoom shows, but I was lucky enough to find myself in Texas, and so Texas, unlike California, is full of crazy people. Crazy people are like, we need to go out, we need our bars, and everything has been open in Texas for a really long time. And although I appreciate that, you know, there's a weirdness to it that the rest, you know, a lot of the other rest of the country is on lockdown. Meanwhile, one of the states with the largest counts of this virus is letting us perform comedy. But hey, I'll do it, you know. So I've been lucky. I've been doing comedy in front of live audiences at venues where people can drink and applaud and, you know, do the things that you do. I did a drive-in comedy show once, which was super weird. Griff or, you know, other comics, you know, Pat. By the way, it was cool to see Pat again. I haven't seen Pat McGoy in years since I used to live in the Bay Area. Same thing with Bob Johnson. It's like I don't know. It's like a roll call. Reminiscing of just corny comedians. I like that. It was pretty good. So I did this drive-in comedy show, and this is kind of an interesting thing. At least in Zoom, I can see faces in front of me. You know, I can hear some laughter, that kind of stuff. With the drive-in, I was on a stage in front of a movie screen, and there was just a bunch of cars. That's it, a bunch of cars. And it was dark, too, because, of course, it's going to be dark, you know? So I can't even see the people in the cars. And they have their lights off and everything. They're listening to the show on their car stereos, which means I can't even hear my own show. I can't hear anything. I'm just talking into the air, basically. Every once in a while, they would show their applause by honking their horn or, you know, getting into an accident. You know, it is Texas. I don't know how they were able to get into accidents at a drive-in movie theater, but a lot of them were drinking and sitting. I think that happens. You know, that's a lot. That's going on. Speeding, whatever. Insert another car punchline there. Anyways, so yeah, it's been a weird time for me. I left Texas. I'm out here in North Carolina, hence the beach. You know, that guy's my background here. And it's been a super weird time for me. Griffin, you know, he didn't tell you too much about my background, but for the past 5 or 6 years, I've been a traveling comedian. I do this for a living. I travel all over the country. I've been touring other countries as well, Canada, Australia. I did a European tour. I'm not bragging. I'm just filling in the blanks, you know, but I'm used to traveling. I'm used to being on the road. And when this thing hit, I basically was forced to go on like a 4-month-long vacation, basically. So that's been me. But life is cool. Life is interesting. Not a whole lot has changed. I will say that, I have to wear a mask. My girlfriend, my partner, she is in healthcare. And, so I have to wear a mask around the house, which there's nothing different about that. I mean, she used to make me wear one to bed. So it's really not anything else. The primary difference that's still hard to get used to is that she now has duct tape down the middle of the bed, separating my side from her side so that we're 6 feet apart. In order for me to be 6 feet away, I have to sleep on the floor. But no, it's been a cool time. It's been a trippy time, the riots were happening in my city, and don't get me wrong, these riots are absolutely terrible. They're absolutely terrible, and the whole situation was just awful. And of course, the reason for the riots was probably the worst thing. But I try to be sympathetic and I try to understand people's pain, but at the same time, I'm like, I could really use a new TV. Is there any chance we can move this riot over to Best Buy? I feel like I just, could really benefit from that, Griffin, you haven't seen me in a long time.
Nobody.
Since the last time we've seen each other, I have become a father.
I know.
Thank you, the rest of you guys, for caring. Usually people applaud when you say stuff like that, but really all I did was just bang my girlfriend without using a condom. That's all I became a dad, and I know a lot. It's my first time becoming a dad. I'm a new dad, and I know a lot of you are looking at me like, "There's no way this guy is old enough to have a kid," like I know babies having babies. It's a social problem, really. But now I have a kid, and she's lovely. She's the life of my life. She's watching cartoons in the other room. I actually asked her to be on the show with me, and then she's like, "Daddy, that's boring." She's 3 now. Her favorite word is boring. I wrote a joke for her, and I don't think it's very great, but because she's present, I told her I would tell this joke, and so it's about children's toys. It's about kids' toys. Everything that my daughter has in her presence, whether it's a toy, clothing, whatever, has some connection to unicorns. All right. It's all unicorns with these little girls. And I was a little boy, when I was growing up, I'm natural, biological. I didn't know anything about, now I'm getting a weird echo. I guess it went away. Anyways, so I don't know anything about what to expect about girls things or whatever. And unicorns are everywhere, which I think is super weird because as a culture, I believe we are just too comfortable with unicorns. We really are. We're like, oh, look at the unicorn. It's beautiful. It's like you could comb his hair. It's covered in glitter. It's got rainbows coming out of his butt. That unicorn will kill you. All right, it's got a horn on top of its head. What do you think that horn's for? That horn's not for playing ring toss with little girls. It's for stabbing people. That unicorn will run up to you, stab you in the chest, gore you, knock you down, stomp all over you, and then shoot rainbows out of his butt. My daughter loves that joke. Not the strongest, but. She does like it, and I was like, go get me a unicorn toy, but she got distracted. All right. So I do have a kid. All right, I got a light, so I'm gonna do like Pat McCoy and take 10 minutes to respond to that. I do have a kid, and she is absolutely lovely and wonderful. And it's interesting as a new dad because I was 45. I know I look young for my age, but no, I was 45 when my girlfriend comes up to me and she says, hey, I'm pregnant, which is a good time to find out that somebody's pregnant, because if I was 25, my first instinct would have been, yeah, hey, let's kill it, you know. But at 45, you know, I'm like, well, you know, I'm doing okay as a comedian. You know, I'm touring around the country. I'm making, you know, big money on Zoom. You know, let's have this thing. You know, so I have my child. It's been awesome, and I love raising a little girl. I will say. I like the fact that she's a little girl because I'm not standing, so you don't get the full gist of my physical presence. But let's just say I'm not the most athletic person. I'm not very in shape. And so I think I would be a terrible role model for a boy, a terrible role model, you know? The first time my kid came up to me and says, Daddy, teach me how to throw football. I'm like, dude, you teach me. All right. You know, if you want to learn how to read comic books and play Dungeons and Dragons, I'm your guy. You know? So I have a girl, which is awesome because one of these days she's probably going to come up to me and go, Daddy, I made some brownies with my toy oven. You want to try them? I'm like, oh, yeah. You know, Daddy just smoked a bowl. You might have to make another batch, you know. I do look forward to the days in which she is making me brownies. She's 3. And like I said, right now, her favorite word is, Dad, that's boring. But she also has taken to this nasty habit of just beating the crap out of me. That's a thing, you know, and I didn't realize fathers had to deal with this. But my one day my kid comes up to me and she's like, Daddy, I'm Batgirl. I'm like, you're Batgirl? And she's like, yeah, I'm Batgirl. I'm like, okay. And he's, you're a bad guy. And I'm like, okay, I'll be a bad guy. As soon as I said, yeah, I'm a bad guy, boom, pow, boom, punches, kicks in sensitive areas, and just nailing it, you know? I'm like, whoa. She's like, you're a bad guy. I'm going to beat you up. So I couldn't get her to stop until I pretended to be dead. And then as soon as I pretended to be dead, she's like, okay, again, Daddy, again. That's how I wake up every day. Love being a father. No, it's sometimes it's just awful. I'm just glad I can reasonably think that the kid is mine. To be honest, I really do. I'm pretty sure. You know, when my girlfriend was pregnant, people would ask us, so what do you have, a boy or a girl? And I'd say, well, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I just hope, you know, either way, I'll love it. I just hope it doesn't go, you know, grow up to be a vegan. And you know, my girlfriend would say the same thing, but it's slightly different. They'd say, hey, what do you have, a boy or a girl? She's like, I don't know. I just hope it's white. Hey, baby, what do you mean? I'm white, you're white. White people tend to have white babies. And she's like, yeah.
Usually.
like, what's the matter, baby? She's like, yeah, well, you know, I was reading this article, right? And there's a small percentage of white people that have black babies. So, you know, that's just something we might have to deal with. I'm like, no, that's, I never heard about that. You know, and she's like, yeah, and sometimes they come out Mexican. She came out white. I love my little LaQuanda. I really do. I'm not gonna throw away a perfectly good name like that. You know what I mean? We had the name figured out. But anyways, I think I've run the light long enough. I'm gonna go ahead and call out. Thank you very much. I've been Dr. Brian King.
Thank you. Brian King, all the way from Carolina. He's still here. He's still there. Never mind.
Yeah. I'm still here.
That's all right, Brian.
Oh, okay.
I think this is hilarious. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got one more comic for you. If you can hang in there for another 10 minutes, it's fabulously funny. Give it up for my buddy, Kayla Keller.
Hey, guys, can you hear me? Thanks for letting me sneak. This is feminism, is when you get behind the male headliner by pretending that your internet couldn't work. I mean, it didn't, but this is like a great pro tip, I think, for women everywhere. I also recently became a father. Like, I've been a mother for a while, but I just decided to be a father because that seems better, right? Like, I'd way rather be a dad. It's just a lot easier. Like, I'm a single mom of 4 kids, and I feel like I just want to be a dad so I can leave, you know? A lot simpler. It's weird, like, going through the apocalypse with children, you know, because I don't know exactly what to tell them. Like, I don't know if I should teach them fractions or how to kill a man with their bare hands in Trump's America. I don't know what's going to be more applicable. Like, we are farming tilapia in the backyard just in case. And it's like, it's a crazy thing because, like, when I started having kids, I'm a child of the 90s. I just turned 30. So growing up, like, any video I watched or movie, like, nobody's family had parents. They either died or became like absentee stockbrokers. So I just assumed when I started procreating the same thing would happen to me, and I'm still alive. And I'm like, now what? I don't know. Like, I don't know how to impart wisdom onto my children. I do know you have to send them to school. So, like, I was doing that before the world ended. And something I didn't know is that preschool is very expensive. Like, I have 4 kids. I had 5 at one point. I sold one to send the rest of them to school. And we sent them to a Montessori school, which was useless and very, very pricey. And I was like, we've got to do a different thing. So we found this Christian preschool. It was great. It was very cheap. Like, we don't believe in Jesus, but we do believe in savings, you know, very frugal family. And we enrolled them in this Christian school, but I didn't anticipate that my kids would just start really believing in Jesus, like, for real. So I thought it was sort of like Santa Claus. I had to explain to them, like, guys, we don't know if this dude's real or not. Still yet to be determined. And I knew we were in trouble one night because I laid all the kids down for bed, and I went in my room, you know, and I turned the lights down, and I, like, got cozy. And I'm an adult woman, do you know what I mean? Like, I had some private time to myself, got very intimate alone. I was not touching myself. I was crying. You should try it. It's very cathartic. It's better than an orgasm. Just weep your eyes out. I highly recommend it. And I was having this private moment, and my daughter walked in, and I just saw her seeing me crying. And I was like, oh, this is a lot for you. And she's like, Mom, are you crying because Jesus died for us? And I was like, yeah, dude. Not because your dad slept with that waitress at one time. This is definitely about Jesus. And she was like, do you miss him? I was like, which one? Like, Jesus or your dad? Because that's going to change my answer, like, a little bit, you know? And it's weird dating, like, when you have children already, because you want someone that likes your kids, but not someone that's, like, too excited that you have kids. Like, they shouldn't already have ice cream in their freezer ready to go. And it's a lot of dudes, like, in their mid 40s that, like, wore their best hoodie to your first date. You're like, did your mom iron that? Like, does she really want to keep you out of the house all night? Like, what's going on? Just guys that, like, invite you to BJ's Brew House for a nice meal, and then you realize halfway through that they're just working at BJ's Brew House, just stopping by between tables, and you're like, can I get, like, half off a Pizookie? Because I could do, like, half off a hand job in my Honda Fit later if we could work out a cookie deal for you. It's a difficult thing. And, like, I kind of have gotten used to not having a partner, but sometimes I go to, like, Target, and I'll go to the men's grooming aisle by mistake. And it's a lot like when you go to Petco and you just go to get, like, you know, some fish food, and you wander into the dog aisle and you're like, oh, the leashes are so cute. Like, I'm just there like, oh man, like, you can groom their beards, you know, you can get them hair oil. Like, I want a man. And then I just start remembering, like, what that entails, and you get attached and it gets complicated, and then you have to put them down eventually. And I don't want to go through that again. Oh yeah, I like how there's one divorced man in the audience mumbling to himself right now. Oh yeah, it's good. I don't know. I think also, like, being single is great because the secret I've learned is that men don't care. Like, they really don't, like, nobody should ever impress a man ever again. It's a pro tip. Like, I've decided I'm never going to get back in really good shape. I'm going to keep gummy bears in my pocket and eat them at 4 p.m, you know? Because that's my me time, and I don't care anymore. It is so hard for me not to swear. I've bleeped out so many swear words in my head just for marINSANITY. But yeah, like, I think part of the problem with this whole COVID thing is, like, I've been spending way too much time at home on the internet, and there's stuff on the internet that you should never contemplate. You know, like, I've gone into some deep, dark corners of some conspiracy theory corners of the internet. I don't know if you guys have ever gone there, but I've been thinking a lot about like, you know, our place in the world. And the more I think about it, I think there's no way that we just evolved. Like, I think there just had to have been at some point. Now stick with me, guys. If you've never done acid in Santa Cruz, I might lose you, but like, hold on for this one. All right. It's a good theory. I like it. I just have to think like at some point there were just a couple of aliens, you know, and they probably didn't do super well in space college, right? And they just got posted on Earth, this sad planet. And like, it's lonely out here, man. They spent a lot of time together. Their girlfriends were back home. They weren't serious yet. One thing might have led to another, you know. Bob's not going to tell on Frank. He's like, dude, you have to stop banging the orangutans. You can't do it anymore. It's not okay. You know, they go back to their spaceport. They're just hanging out. They're like, oh, bad news, man. Earth's got life on it. Did you forget to pull out? Like, what happened? All right, we're going to have to do something like bring some pyramids down, set up a support system. Like, you've got to stop doing this. Like, you can't just leave life around the galaxy anymore. Shonda's going to be really upset with you. I like how no, this is the thing. If you don't believe that we came from aliens and orangutans, I challenge you to look at our present right now. Just look at that orange man and understand that this is a foolproof theory, okay? They need to reevaluate. I know you guys have been hanging around for a while. I snuck in here late, so I don't want to keep you too long. But I guess I'll leave you with this. I'm not like a huge... I'm a cool mom, but I'm not like too cool a mom, you know, like I've smoked marijuana in my day from time to time. I'm going to say marijuana so all the people in the MarinSanity audience know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to use any slang terms. And so like, I don't really 420 it up anymore, but like, I think it's a good thing because I used to get super paranoid when I would. And before I had kids, it was low stakes. Like if I got too high and too paranoid, the worst thing that would happen is I would just forget to put the leftovers away after dinner. But now that I've become a mom, I've realized like I definitely can't smoke because the few times I have, I've just ended up laying there like in bed late at night being like, oh man, IKEA's got a recall on dressers. There's a recall on dressers. And like, I don't know if I bolted ours to the wall. I don't know if I secured it properly. I don't know there could be an earthquake. This is not good. Like we don't even own an IKEA dresser, but what if one just got in here? What if it somehow got in here and we're not safe, you know? And these are the moments I have late at night. You guys have been such a good audience and I appreciate you sticking around. Please keep supporting MarinSanity and Griff and all the comics you've seen here tonight. Just keep coming to Zooms, you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Kayla. Thanks, Kayla. There she goes. There's Brian again. Put it back on me. I'm in charge. No, I'm not. I thought I was, but obviously. Oh, here we go. Yes. Well, thank you for coming out, darlings. It's been relatively fun, you know. I had a good time watching everybody get screwed up there. It was good. Anyway, you know, it's just teething problems. We hope we don't have to do these Zoom shows for too much, but it could be another couple of years yet. So get used to it, all right? We'll get used to it. Anyway, come to the show next Saturday outside the antique shop on 4th Street. 877 4th Street. Free show. Live on the street. Love you.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Thanks.